I reached out to Derek Johnson recently because he mentioned the Act of 1871 in one of his podcasts. I asked him if he could tell me more about that, and he said he really couldn't because he didn't really know what he was talking about. But he did say that he could sell me a T-shirt. I thought that was such a great answer because I thought it was humorous. We don't always get an answer to all of our questions. Sometimes when we're given the choice between the answer we want and a T-shirt, we just need to take the T-shirt. Welcome. Welcome to Illinois Bridging Awareness. I'm Stanley Smith. At Illinois Bridging Awareness, we're really trying really hard to figure it all out. But you know what? We really don't know what we're talking about either. It's okay. Recently, we've been looking at people who came before us who had many of the same questions, experiences, observations, and conjecture about what was going on that we have today. We've taken a look at Jose Silva, Joseph Campbell, Stephen Covey, and William James. There have been many terrific takeaways, including raising your thinking from beta to alpha, being aware of our waking, sleeping, and dreaming selves, and how character still counts. Last week, William James told us that there's a difference between the institutional church and having our own personal religious experience. This is the basic premise of the idea that we're in the world, but not of it. Derek Johnson followed up with me a couple days later with a note about how he believes the founding fathers of our country created the Constitution for a time like this because they knew a person would come along to fulfill the law. I was startled by this. In one of the essays by William James, he shares the idea that the qualities of a psychopath, when combined with intelligence and a spiritual grounding, can be an important force in the world for good, even though it might not always seem so. The definition of a psychopath is a person who doesn't feel remorse for doing bad things. None of us want to be a bad person or do bad things, but it's safe to say that at some point, from the world's perspective, someone is going to see us as having done so. Alice Matakis said, we don't need to fight evil. We just need to stand up to it. And then it will see something greater standing behind us. From evil's standpoint, that can be pretty threatening. If you've not gotten some pushback, perhaps you're not standing up yet. Most of the people we've looked at in our journey have their foibles. Some were considered quacks in their time. Throughout history, one can see many mechanisms and methods for suppressing and marginalizing thought. Being labeled a quack is probably socially more acceptable than being classified as a domestic terrorist, but it's probably the same thing. What are people so afraid of? This week, we're looking at Marianne Williamson and her thoughts about the Course in Miracles. The Course in Miracles is a much maligned book in social circles because it's a cornerstone of spiritual thought. Marianne is a quirky person who is always enjoyable to listen to. In recent times, she took the stage at the Democratic primary in 2019 for president. Marianne wasn't really interested in being president, but she infiltrated the platform to get her message out. That's slightly pathological, and it's entirely to her credit. Yes, we are in a particular time and place in history, and we are being called to stand up. Go ahead, take the T-shirt and experience the pushback. As we press ahead, we can get some of the answers we're looking for. And will we actually save the world? I mean, who knows? But we will experience our salvation in this lifetime, and we will experience it together. If you would like to join us at Illinois Bridging Awareness, the Saturday call is every Saturday at 9 a.m. Central Time on Zoom. I will include my email in the description of this video. I'll be happy to send you an invitation. And I look forward to seeing you very, very soon.